The second period kind of got away from you. How would you assess, though, the overall performance of tonight's game from your team?
Well, we had a great first period. I think we had 3 or 4, A chances. Their goalie stood on it, or made the saves. And then 2 line change goals and a face-off goal, and the game's over. I mean, it was just things that can happen if you want to win. And, it's just a mature team over there that just checked, and eventually we made enough mistakes and they buried us.
Frustration set in, do you think? Did your team start to get frustrated and because of the style of play that they were facing?
Well, yeah, that team's won before, and they understand if they're missing guys, they're just going to check you, and they're going to put it in, and they're going to keep checking you, and they're going to stay above you. And, a team that's not willing to put it in and beat them off the forecheck and beat them in the O-zone with those D and that goalie are going to have a tough time scoring, and that's what we ran into. I thought we made a lot of immature plays tonight that ended up in our net.
I was going to say, people will point you to your defenseman, but is that the 5 guys on the ice kind of mindset that you have to have?
Yeah, for sure. We had an entire line change and leave 2D out there, and it ends up in the back of the net. I mean, you're not going to win in the National Hockey League in the second period if you can't get on and off the ice, and that's like I said, it's a mature team that just played north-south, nothing fancy, and you can win games like that in this league.
Then maybe a little bit on the immature play. What did you see that you didn't like?
Well, they're back above you the whole night, so you have to commit to putting the puck in. And if you don't, they're going to kill you with odd man rushes and turnovers, and that's what they did. And we kept trying to build it and just kept turning pucks over. And the game plan was to forecheck and go get them. And I think that's probably why the Gambrell, Watson, Sanford line was our best line. They just put it in and forechecked. And then the one goal we got was come off our forecheck. Put it in. It was hard work. Get to the net, tip, and that's how you're going to have to score in this league.
DJ, you mentioned the grade A chances and high 30 shots against tonight. Is there a bit of solace that chances are coming? It's just got to kind of break down eventually.
Oh, we get all kinds of chances. I mean, if you're playing a weaker goalie tonight, we probably score 5, but you can't give up 5. So the chances against, I mean, they're blatant mistakes. We're standing next to a guy and we go run to the corner and it ends up in the net. It happened twice. If you just stood there, the puck comes right back to you. But we worked on it this morning in morning skate. It's good. We'll have a practice tomorrow. I thought our first period was a really good period. I thought we came out with the mindset to defend, and like I said, the second period just got away from us.
Wondering, from a coverage standpoint on the third goal, the face-off, was that 2D getting pulled over to one side? Was the weak side forwards was to come down a little lower?
No, it's man on man, and the defenseman just left his guy and went running over to the corner, and his guy scores. So it's not that hard. You have your guy off the face-off, and if your guy scores, it's on you. I thought he was good. I mean, it's not his fault. Again, 2 tap-ins in your net. And, we talked about it this morning. We'll talk about it again tomorrow morning. You have to defend harder. And, we'll keep juggling around with lines and pairs and do what we have to get the best group that can keep the puck out of our net.
Is it getting harder to continue that juggling on your back end of that you've tried different combinations and yet you're still, seeing the same struggles from just different pairings? Yeah, no, for sure. We're gonna look at it tonight and see what we can come up with. But we can't keep going with the same group and expect a different result. It's time to try some new pairs. And some different lines and shake it up here and give us some life. Does that potentially mean breaking up Zub and Shabbat then?
Yeah, that could happen. We'll talk about it as a staff. Shabby's been our best defenseman the entire year, and he continues to do well. But we'll look at that.
10 games in, what have you found out of the team?
We could score. We can create offense. We haven't played enough defense. We're not checking hard enough. And our identity with the injuries that we have down the middle has to be that we're going to check first, score later, you know, and try and beat, you know, on the power play if we have to. And, you know, the last little bit, we're not checking hard enough.